Hello guys, welcome back. Now today, I'm going to be discussing 10 NHL players who I think are Hockey Hall of Famers right now in 2019. There are loads of fantastic, legendary players in the NHL that are still active to this day, but which of those spectacular players would make the Hockey Hall of Fame if they retired today in 2019? Watch till the end to find out. I'm going to throw out a hypothetical situation. Let's say that every NHL player right now just retires right out of the blue. I'm going to pick 10 NHL players who I think are most likeliest to be in the Hockey Hall of Fame and reach the Hockey Hall of Fame if everybody retired right now. I'm going to set a few guidelines straight. Firstly, the player has to play at least one NHL game last season, be in NHL action. Free agents do also count, that's fine and dandy, but the player can't be like 2 years removed from the NHL or be on LTIR. I'm looking at you, Marian Hossa. I'm going to start off quickly with probably the most obvious pick out of any of these guys. I have one of my boys, Jumbo Joe Thornton. Center at age 40, drafted first overall in the 1997 NHL draft. Way back then, that was 6 years before I was born, so that probably makes quite a few of you feel old, but Joe Thornton being the guy there, I think he is honestly the most obvious pick. I think if he retired maybe like 5 years ago, he would 100% be in the Hockey Hall of Fame. He has gotten to the age 40 mark. He's still playing in the NHL and is still an absolute beast. Now in Jumbo Joe's career so far with Boston and with the San Jose Sharks, he's gotten 1,566 NHL games under his belt, getting 1,478 points, just being an absolute monster for the last 2 decades. He's gotten a lot of accolades too. Got the 06 Hart Trophy and Art Ross Trophy, has gotten gold in the Olympics and in the U20 World Juniors, and so far his career has just accomplished so many different accolades. Unfortunately, up to this point with San Jose, has not gotten a Stanley Cup, though that might change in the next couple of years. I'm going on to one of the younger players in this entire list. I have Sidney Crosby of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Center at age 31, drafted first overall back in the 2005 NHL draft, and I think he will retire a Penguin. And Sidney Crosby, obviously at age 31, his career is far from over, but what he's done so far in his NHL career is unlike so many other guys at age 31, already accomplished so much in the NHL and in the Olympics. Now Crosby so far, the Penguins, has had 943 NHL games, getting 446 goals, 770 assists for 1,216 points. And obviously Sidney Crosby, I don't need to tell you guys, Crosby's a pretty good player if you haven't noticed already, and accomplished quite a bit too. He's gotten 3 cups, 2 Hart trophies, 2 Rocket Richard trophies, 2 Art Ross trophies, 2 Conn Smythe trophies, 2 Olympic gold medals. The list goes on and on. We all know Crosby's trophy case is absolutely loaded, and it probably will get a lot bigger in the next few years too. I think Crosby will get to at least 1,500 points, but even if he retired today, 1,200 points is still freaking fantastic, and in this day of age where you're not scoring as many goals as you used to, getting 1,200 points is absolutely fantastic. And Crosby, even though health has affected him, so far in his career has had a Hockey Hall of Fame career up to this point. Moving on to his Pittsburgh Penguins teammate. Next up, I have Evgeni Malkin. Center at age 32, drafted second overall in the 2004 NHL draft. And when it comes to Sidney Crosby, he's been the main guy in Pittsburgh for pretty much since he came into the league. But Evgeni Malkin has had an amazing career up to this point, and the points and the accolades that he has also are pretty fantastic. Now Malkin so far in his career has played 852 NHL games, getting 391 goals, 611 assists for 1,002 points overall. And his accolades are also amazing too, obviously getting the 3 cups alongside Sidney Crosby, having 1 Hart Trophy, 2 Art Ross trophies, 1 Calder Trophy, and 2 Gold World Championship medals, which is pretty awesome for him too. He obviously hasn't gotten that Olympic gold, but having those 3 cups is not bad whatsoever. When it comes to Malkin though, he's one of the most talented offensive guys in this past generation. He is getting out of his prime right now, and we're starting to see that in the past couple of years, but still even right now and throughout his career has been super good. Moving on to the Washington Capitals greats, the great 8 Alex Ovechkin, and he's the next player that I think if he retired today would be in the Hockey Hall of Fame. He's a left wing right now at age 33, drafted first overall in the 2004 NHL draft, and when it comes to Alex Ovechkin, I don't know if I really need to explain why he's a Hockey Hall of Famer, but I think he's the best goal scorer of NHL history, and that just explains itself. Now, Ovechkin so far in his career with the Washington Capitals gotten 1,084 games in his belt, getting 658 goals, 553 assists for 1,211 points. And goal scoring wise, again, I think he's the best goal scorer, not just of this generation, but in the NHL's history. Rivaling Wayne Gretzky in today's era is absolutely insane, and his accolades also go with that. He's gotten 1 cup overall a couple years ago with the Washington Capitals, 8 Rock Richard trophies, 3 Hart trophies, 1 Art Ross trophy, 1 Calder trophy, and 3 gold medal trophies in the World Championships. It just goes on and on how much he's done in the NHL and how well he's done in the NHL. He's obviously not the greatest overall player, but to me, he's still one of my favorite players in the NHL and one of the best players to go in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Moving on to Crosby and Malkin's former Penguins teammates, I have the flower Marc-Andre Fleury. Goaltender at age 34, right now with the Vegas Golden Knights, but I think in the end will retire a Pittsburgh Penguin. And when it comes to Marc-Andre Fleury, I think he's had a decent career up to this point. Getting those 3 cups, though, I think will definitely propel him into a Hockey Hall of Famer. I personally wouldn't put him into a Hockey Hall of Fame, at least not yet, but to voters who love those cups, I think he's done enough to prove himself, at least so far. Now, Fleury so far in his career has gotten 798 NHL games, getting a 2.56 goals against average and a .913 save percentage. Having those 3 cups with the Pittsburgh Penguins, I think is fantastic for his chances. Has that 1 Olympic gold medal with Team Canada, which also propels his cause. I think when it comes to Fleury, again, for me, he has to prove himself a little bit more as a consistent, amazing NHL goaltender. I think he's only really done that for the past 4 years, I'm going to be honest, especially with Vegas Golden Knights. He's been a lot better. But I think when it comes to voters for the Hockey Hall of Fame, having that 3 cups, having that gold medal is huge. And for Fleury, I think he has a great chance of making the Hockey Hall of Fame, even if he retired today. Moving on to the first Blackhawk I'll mention in this video, I have Patrick Kane. Right winger, age 30, drafted first overall in the 2007 NHL draft. And when it comes to Patrick Kane, he's the youngest player that I'll mention in this video. At age 30, he's already accomplished so much internationally and, of course, in the NHL. And those 3 Stanley Cups with Chicago doesn't hurt whatsoever. Now, I personally am not the biggest fan of Patrick Kane, but even then, I think he's done so much in his career so far that deserves being in the Hockey Hall of Fame. So far, he's done 903 games with the Blackhawks, getting 356 goals, 582 assists, for right now 938 points. Will definitely get over that 1,000-point threshold if he does stay healthy, and also that games played threshold. But so far in his career, he's gotten those 3 Stanley Cups as well, got 1 Hart Trophy, 1 Art Ross Trophy, and 1 Calder Trophy. And so far has done so much in his career. It's absolutely fantastic. As a Team USA fan, unfortunately, he has not been able to get that gold medal in the Olympics, but hey, hopefully that does end up changing in 2022. Moving on to Patrick Kane's Chicago Blackhawks teammates, next up I have Duncan Keith, defenseman at age 36, drafted 54th overall in the 2002 NHL draft, and Duncan Keith has done so much too. Like Patrick Kane, getting those 3 cups to Chicago Blackhawks definitely helps his chances. And when it comes to Keith, again, I think right now in his generation, he's one of the most hyped defensive guys, and especially in the past 10 years, has gotten those accolades so far. Now, Keith just this past season ended up passing the 1,000 games threshold, right now at 1,077 NHL games. In those games, got 98 goals, 485 assists for 583 points. And when it comes to his international career, obviously, besides that he got those 3 cups, he also got 2 Olympic gold medals, 2 Norris trophies, and 1 Conn Smythe trophy for the best player in the playoffs. And he's done so much in that department. Again, getting those 3 cups, getting 2 Norris trophies is not easy whatsoever, and 2 Olympic gold medals Team Canada, being some of the leaders on that team, is also very impressive. And I was really debating on going between Keith and Jonathan Toews, but I think Keith has a little bit of a better chance right now, having those 2 Selke trophies, those 2 Olympic gold medals, and of course having those 3 cups to Chicago. Toews obviously has those 3 cups too, but right now I just give the slight edge to Keith, at least chance-wise. To me, Jonathan Toews obviously has still more to prove. He still has a lot more career left in him, so he'll likely achieve a lot more. But at age 36, Keith has done so much already. I think when it comes to defensemen, he will end up making it. Now, moving on to the Anaheim Ducks captain, next up I have Ryan Getzlaf, center at age 34, drafted 19th overall in the 2003 NHL draft. And when it comes to Ryan Getzlaf, I think he's had a fantastic career up to this point, and definitely has a lot of respect around the NHL, has gotten that Stanley Cup, has done a lot in his career so far, especially outside the NHL, that right now I think is one of the slam dunks to make the Hockey Hall of Fame. Now, Getzlaf so far in his career with the Anaheim Ducks has gotten 984 games in, 261 goals, 662 assists for 923 points overall. He got that one Stanley Cup back in the 2007 playoffs with the Anaheim Ducks when in one of his first years in the NHL. Was still pretty fantastic at that point. Unfortunately for him, has not gotten that second Stanley Cup when he was older, but still is a pretty solid player in that respect. Has gotten 2 Olympic gold medals too, has gotten 1 U20 and U18 World Juniors gold with Team Canada, and just overall in the NHL and even outside of it, he's done so much, and points-wise, assist-wise, is one of the best this generation has seen. Moving on to San Jose Sharks great, and for some people Toronto Maple Leafs great, Patrick Marleau. Left winger, age 39, drafted 2nd overall in the 1997 NHL draft. And when it comes to Patrick Marleau, he's had such a fantastic, consistent career that you almost have to respect him just because of that. And also he's been fantastic in the NHL. Outside of the NHL, he's been great too. And with the San Jose Sharks, with the Toronto Maple Leafs, has just been an offensive juggernaut for a long time now. Now, Marleau, so far in his career, has played 1,657 NHL games, has gotten 551 goals, 615 assists for 1,166 points. Unfortunately, has not been able to get that Stanley Cup, but hopefully if he returns to San Jose, gets that Stanley Cup with Jumbo Joe Thornton, that would be absolutely amazing. But in his career, he's gotten 2 Olympic and World Championship golds, so he's still doing pretty well for himself. Obviously, having that Stanley Cup, like Joe Thornton, is kind of an eyesore on his career. But I think even without that Stanley Cup, he would make the NHL, just because of how good he has been. Again, 1,166 points is definitely Hall of Fame worthy. And moving on to the next goaltender, who I think if they retired today would get in the Hall of Fame, I have the New York Rangers boy, Henrik Lundqvist. Goaltender, age 37, drafted 205th overall back in the 2000 NHL draft, and Lundqvist obviously being one of the biggest draft steals in NHL history, he's done pretty amazing for himself, even without that Stanley Cup. Now, Lundqvist so far in his career with the New York Rangers, gotten 857 NHL games, gotten to 2.41 goals against average, and a .918 save percentage. He unfortunately has not gotten that Stanley Cup, but has gotten 1 Olympic gold with Team Sweden, gotten 1 Vezina trophy, 1 World Championship gold, and 1 Olympic silver medal. So overall, outside the NHL, he's done fantastic, and getting that 1 Vezina trophy is absolutely deserved. When it comes to Lundqvist, though, again, not having that Stanley Cup is a huge thing for him. He might be one of the best goaltenders, if not the best goaltender ever, to not have a Stanley Cup, and that's just a shame. And Henrik Lundqvist has been so good for so long, so consistently good as a starter, that I think nobody can really say that he's not a Hockey Hall of Famer. Again, he's done so much career. I love him to pieces. One of my favorite goaltenders in the entire NHL. He's just done so much for the NHL, for the New York Rangers specifically, that for the New York Rangers alone, they should just push him to the Hockey Hall of Fame, because that's where he rightfully deserves to be. But of course, with this video, I might have left somebody off the list that you guys think should be on it. So let me know down in the comments down below what your guys' thoughts are on my 10 players, what you agree with, what you disagree with, and of course the question on to you. Which players do you think would make the Hockey Hall of Fame if they all retired right now? But if you guys want some more Grav videos just like this one, you can click on this card right here to watch my video on every NHL team's worst draft pick of the past decade. But that'll be it for today, guys. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Again, comment down below your thoughts on my 10 players, what you agree with, and what you disagree with. And I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Goodbye.